My name is Ambrose Munene. I'm agricultural expert trained at Egerton University many years ago, over 40 years ago. And what inspired me is my dad was also an agriculturalist, an old man who's over 90 years today, and very inspiring because he still drives himself to town despite his old age. And it's a big motivation for me and my children to get to his level, where at that age he still retains the strength and mental agility to be able to advise and give guidance to his children, including myself. Well, I come from Ngong. Ngong is in Kajiado North County, Sub-County, Kajiado County, Rift Valley Province. This is where we were brought up. We went to excellent schools, including schools like current European school those years. So I'm really very proud about the background that our parents have given us. My mother was a medic, so following on their footsteps and being under pressure to perform better than they did, has brought us the far that we have been able to do. Well, I'm a family of three. Very proud father because these guys are in everything that is able to bring them money, music, and outdoor activities, and so on and so forth. Doing stuff that they are able also to contribute a bit of the money that we badly need in this day and age to get things going, making them independent, teaching them how to be independent on their own, make their own money for bus fare and fuel, and so on and so forth. Well, I've worked for many organizations. I started off as a private consultant, offering veterinary services to smallholder farmers around where I lived. That was in the early 90s to mid 90s when the Kenyan economy was on its knees. This country was in tatters. There was no money, so no jobs. The government was not recruiting. Companies were not employing. So we had to survive somehow. But after some time, towards the late 90s, I was able to get a job with the development organizations. And since then to date, I've worked for a lot of organizations, including United States Agency for International Development, United States Development Agency, Department of International Development, which is a British aid, the Rockefeller Foundation, CIDA, and many other of these international, pro-poor government institutions from around the world to help build the capacity, especially of smallholder farmers, to be able to improve their lives and livelihoods. So for a long time, I was in the dairy sector where, through my work and some of my colleagues, I was able to set up over 300 cooperative societies, and 300 cooperative societies, each with an average of about 3,000 to 8,000 members. So you can do your quick arithmetic and realize that that is close to 500,000 people, impacting on the lives of 500,000 people, and getting to bring together services, especially that impact upon their lives, services that were constraining for them, services that are relevant and important to ensure that their productivity is achieved. If it is in terms of milk, for example, a lot of the indigenous cows would produce between 2 to 3 liters of milk a day. So our main task was to help these farmers breed these cattle to a level where they're able to produce sustainable levels of milk. Bringing certain cows, I remember that for most of the farmers in 1998, 99, when I stepped into that space, a lot of these cows were producing about 2 to 3 liters. by the time I left the breeding and animal health as sector of development, we were doing 30 to 40 liters of milk per day. We had farmers. We reduced the livestock numbers from about 15 on average in a homestead to about 3 or 4, and quadruple the amount of milk they were able to produce. So to get a market for this milk, we helped set up these cooperatives, which became buying centers for these cooperative societies, and for these guys to be able to make some money reliably, sustainably, and also have stuff like SACCOs where they're able to save, service delivery points where they're able to access some of these vital services. And this to date is something that I'm very, very proud about. Besides the farmers, we were able to set up about 2,000 to 3,000 animal health service providers who provide services to date to the smallholder farmers. So that was job creation. We were also able to link them to professional services, whichever time they need to make improvements to their businesses. They're able to do that by hiring some of these people that we were able to train. And I feel that my greatest achievement is towards the contribution of lowering the poverty levels in this country. And this work especially, which we did across East Africa, today is actually being transferred and replicated across Africa. So in the recent past, I've been working with countries like Nigeria, Malawi, Botswana, Zanzibar, Tanzania, and many other countries to be able to provide similar services. I'd like to share what I would like to see from the current generation. I have children who are going to take up from us, and I know there's the youth that is clamoring to come into leadership positions. My advice is that be selfless. This is not about you. The world and the country, especially your home and families, have invested largely on you. Parents sacrifice a great deal to ensure that you're in school. They give you the resources that you require to ensure that you're comfortable and you're able to grow up, to take over from them, not to become rich, but to grow your country so that you live a better country after you leave. Once you get children, take care of them, so that they succeed you and you have a succession plan. The people we are benefiting from today are products of very poor parents, very poor backgrounds, but look at the kind of people they've been able to set up. People who've come back to help, deal with the pains that they have gone through all this time. For example, as I talk about agriculture, reducing the drudgery, and through technology and improvements in information flow, ensuring that they are able to have certain services and stuff that they are able to apply to make their lives better and more livable. I think I'll stop there, but there's a whole world of things that people can do, and especially if they are dedicated and committed to ensuring that they live a better life for those coming.